5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are we on?
I believe it is working so. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Big hello to everybody. Welcome.
Monday Clubs for everyone.
Hold on.
I haven't got any more words.
You've hidden my.
I have not hidden anything.
We shall have to use the green flag of poking. So, a big hello to you all. Great to see you. Hope you find you well. It is, of course, Monday, and that means the Monday Club. A big thank you to Sarah Davis, who has joined us as the newest Jenny Monday Club channel member. Thank you so much for your support. We've also got Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase, Ruben Ashwell, Francis Wadsworth, Smallwood Junction, Harry Sedgwick, Values 56XX, Patrick Ling, Tim's Mother Railway in different videos, Wamgok, Robert Becking, Iron Horse Railways, Richard Swiderski, David Scott, Donget's Mother Railway, Phil Metcalf, Fly Mode Chairman 1, Matt Avell, Stevie Film, Blackpool Steve, George, who says, good evening, Jenny Zoe, and everyone else. Hope all are okay. A bit warm again. Not half.
Turned out warm again.
Clive Cobbold, Leslie Gilpin Railway, Southern Train Girl, the Growler, Blackwood Engage Layout, Gone Loco, Nigel Cole, Egg Rider, 156 Andrew, Leslie Gilpin Railways, Russell Benton, Ridgeway Park, OO, Belmont Junction. Gosh, we've got a really good turnout. Alex Dent as well says, hi everyone, I'm at the Modern Image tonight, but Ollie's Trains Gaming. Friend of mine is on holiday. Hope he's having a great time. 57305 Northern Princess says, good evening campus. Heidi hi.
Ho-de ho.
You don't know what you're doing, do you?
I do, I just got put on the spot. Oh, Jen, what's the news?
What's the news? Well, Hellion have released the the livery samples of the 10800. They look really, really good. Actually, no, not the image samples. I don't think it's the imagey things, the renders we got there in the end. They look really, really good. There's going to be a weathered version, and one of the things that they do point out when people are saying, oh, why does that one look the same livery as that one? And it's like, well, actually, it's because you can't really show the weathering in the render. Ham Shackleton, no, I didn't forget you. How could we ever forget Ham Shackleton? We've also got Dominic's Model Barn Canal. Great to see you in. Sarah Davis says, I think Zoe was late with that ho-de-ho. Absolutely. So, what else do we have in the news? Well, the Manners have finally arrived from Daypol, the 78XX Manners. Really been looking forward to these. They are the first of the Manners that have reached the market. We're still waiting on the Acura scale ones. I don't actually have any. I've been trying to negotiate to be able to borrow a sample to review, so we will work on that. Larry Rogers says, hello everyone from hot and wet Mobile, Alabama, USA. Hope you're well on your side of the pond. Absolutely. Well, it's hot and wet here as well. Well, it's hot and humid, not so much wet. Big thank you to George Botterini, who's very, very kindly donated $9.99 US. Very, very kind of you on the super chat. Thank you so much. Says, for the ladies, where are they? Ladies. But thank you so much. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, big hello to you. I just saw the comment go off the top actually. Kickline Correspondent has changed his name, I believe, but it's gone off the top before I could read it off. H. Walker Steam and Heritage Railvid says, oops, sorry if my captions are on. That's okay. James Pett says, I approve of having good manners. Absolutely. So I am currently trying to negotiate. Whoa. That was most unnecessary. What are you doing there, you silly thing? So hold on a moment. Let me just make sure that... There we go. Right, anywho. Right, so yeah, currently negotiate. In fact, you'll have seen that on the screen. Big hello, Joe Smith, Mark Wilson, David Scott, Rachel Euston says good evening, Jenny, Zoe, and everyone in the chat. 3B Rail, Aylesmead Project. We really have a good turnout tonight. So great. Let's just hold on. James Hardy says runaway coach. Richard Swiderski also spotted that runaway. Sarah Davis says it's Billy's runaway replacement coach. Absolutely. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says the bum cam before Zoe says anything. She's not here anymore. She's got to get some cokes, I believe. Zoe Kirk Robinson, there you are, bum cam. Don't forget to tickle that like button. Everybody like the stream, yeah, and share it too to social media. Now we've got quite an assortment of stuff going around at the moment, and we'll get to that in a moment. Just running through the news, I will eventually get to it. Right. So, what else have we had? We've got some announcements. The 33/2 coming from Hellion. We've got another release of those. The Class 07 Shunters have arrived in stock. And where have you gone? So this is, I think this is the third batch of 07 Shunters. This I purchased myself. I really do love the Class 07 Shunters. I believe that they're going to sell quite quickly. The previous two batches did sell very quickly, particularly the weathered tops liveried versions. J94, big hello to you. Krista Duke as well. I've got a really good turnout. There's some really good some names there that I haven't seen in a while. Some that we do get a lot, and always everybody welcome. SHGP Media says, was watching some show videos the other day and I thought I recognised voices in the background. Then the upside down layout appeared. Gosh, it's been the most successful series in terms of viewership and recognition that the Yesterday channel has ever shown. Obviously so much so that they commissioned Series 2 and they're still talking about Series 3. I'm told they're still filming Series 2, so we're waiting for a date that it's going to be transmitted. As soon as I know, I will let you guys know. Tim Maslin, hello, and we got Les Cliff has escaped from the modelling dungeon. Certainly it looks like Les has been hard at work really getting to grips with finally building the replacement for Notlovia, and that must be quite liberating to you, Les. I know you're just itching to build stuff, so it's great to see. Paul Murphy says my weekend was very relaxing. And H Walker Steam and Heritage Rail vid says, so what's running tonight, Jenny? Well, we've got the two Acura scale Deltics going around. 55011 in BR Tops Blue. That's the fully sound fitted version with the blue grey train, really long train, but you will also see Blood and Custards, mostly Gresleys, but there's 3 Hawksworths as well. And that's behind 55002, which was one that I picked up because Rails of Sheffield, worth looking at. They've done this for a few other liveries where they've had ones where, for whatever reason, people haven't completed their pre-order sale, so they haven't gone through the full transaction. After a grace period, they do get released back to general sale, but you do have to be quick. They are so desirable. And I know that Acura Scale have already confirmed, in fact we confirmed that exclusively here on this channel, that they're already planning the next batch, and hopefully they might make a few more. So that's the 2 Deltics going round. We've also got 3 Batman Class 25s. We've got 2552, which is on the DCC Concepts ABC shuttle. We've got 25095, also on the ABC shuttle. We have got the Hornby. Let me just change the angle of the dangle, and I think we can probably pick up, you can just see there, a Hornby J50 685 in the lined LNER black is currently doing the 3rd and final ABC shuttle track. And then we've got 25083 on the innermost loop. That's, again, Bachmann. I think it was the first ever weathered, factory weathered Class 25 that they released. And the final locomotive is Sun Castle, which is a Thompson A2. And you'll be seeing that not this week, but next week in the reviews, next Wednesday's review. I've done a full review of the Thompson A2. I think it's an A2/2. Let's see if we can pick her up just round here. So just going through, and that's one of the all-new A2s. Got her running there on my rake of Transition 1948 Gresley Teaks. Running really, really nicely. So look out for a review for that next Wednesday. And that completes all of the trains that are currently running. Now, the Growler Blackwood Engage there, it says, anyone on from Scotland going to the St Andrews Model Railway show this weekend? Zach Farnworth says, hello, Auntie Jenny and Zoe. Big hello to you, Zach. Great to see you in. Don't forget to tickle that like button, share the stream, and also subscribe to the channel to be the first to know about new videos if you haven't already done so. Matt Ovell says, my Deltic arrived with minor damage, which is a shame considering the size of the box, but acceptable, so I'm still happy. Sorry to hear that. If it's maybe it's something that a Curascale might be able to help you with and get that fixed. Always worth speaking to them. Tim Maslin says, hello Jenny, is there a locomotive you're really looking forward to getting that's being released in the final quarter of this year? Possibly the Lion from Rapido Trains. Really looking forward to that. And also in the news, they have released the 1980 and the 1930 liveries of that locomotive. Now, whilst there are no colour photographs of Lion from when she was restored to running condition by the LMS in the early 1930s as part of the centenary of the Stockton and Darlington Railway, Rapido have managed to piece together what they believe the actual colour scheme was, based on anecdotal evidence from the day. And also I suspect there's probably been a little bit of railway archaeology going on in terms of checking for any paint that is representative on there, to be able to see whether they can deduce the exact colours. David Scott says, what is the news on the latest Monday Club wagon? Well, we're still looking good, hopefully for, I believe it's September. That will be the same time as the rest of the regular PAL bricks from KR Models. Now, the FEL is fairly imminent, I believe. I'm told that they are en route. So that should be soon. Ben Tullett says, sad to hear about Chris Hales. My condolences go out to his family. Unfortunately, we have received news that one of our numbers sadly and unexpectedly passed away. Les Cliff, how many coaches are being towed? Depends which train you look at. I'm not sure actually. I'm sure somebody will count them. But we do have something like 17, I think it's 12 blood and custards. And then we've also got 15, something like 15 blue greys. Les Cliff says, sadly had to cancel my FEL. I'm so sorry to hear. Iron Horse Railways. Iron Horse Railway says, great price on the new wagon too, especially considering it's a special commission. Absolutely. And is that yours?
Yeah. What was that?
Oh, for God's sake! You talk to the nice people. I'll deal with the.
The ass cam is back, guys. So yes, as you might have noticed, we're having a few technical glitches up here.
Yeah.
These things happen. Sometimes they happen a lot because Jenny is involved.
Look at that stay alive. That is still slowly chugging over. And that is the largest of the DCC Concepts stay alives. I don't know, why have we got, looks like white powder stuck in it. I don't know what the hell.
So that would explain why this train isn't working properly.
No, it's not that. For some reason, I'm having a problem with the gap is closed up with the heat on one of the ABC sections. So what I'm actually going to do is just turn off that shuttle until I can get a chance to fix it.
So, regarding Chris Hales, I believe he was a fairly regular attendee on the Monday Club, wasn't he?
Yes, I believe he did drop in. And sadly, we received news that he sadly passed away. I believe it was a heart attack a few days ago. So our condolences do go out to his family.
Yeah,
and
he's going to be missed.
As always, it's always sad news when we have to bring you the news that a Monday Clubber has, or indeed any YouTuber from the community, has sadly passed away.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. It's a sad day.
Absolutely.
What's going on with this about Rocos? What's happening?
The Roco Loco. What?
We got a message about Roco, and then
Have you lost it?
It disappeared off the screen. Roco is finally sending out or releasing most of their 2021 new items this year. Also, Pico is doing the same thing. Yeah, we're still seeing the issue with
yeah, we've said before.
COVID.
There's also, I mean, we've just had news from China that they're, I forget the name of the resort, but it's known as the Chinese Hawaii, and it's a big holiday resort, and they've completely shut it down because of an outbreak of COVID.
Yeah, this stuff hasn't gone away.
No. And China has this zero tolerance policy on COVID. So even if there's like a single case, they will shut down an area, do mass testing. And it has resulted in around just over 15,000 deaths in China, which when you consider how big China is, how many people are there, they have actually done incredibly well. But the upsum of this is you will have seen this knock on in terms of massive delays, not just for model railway items, but also for all manner of goods that are made out in China. And so, we're seeing a huge amount of issues with things being delayed, and it's outside of the control of the manufacturers.
Yes. Les Cliffs asked what turntable you have. Hi, Les.
Big hello, Les. I use a Pico turntable. I know that Les was quizzing me about polarity. Now, I don't need
Did you reverse the polarity of the neutron flow?
No. I do not need any special devices to deal with the polarity change on the turntable. If you just set it up so that the polarity on the split ring automatically changes at the right point, you do not need all these people who are talking about frog juicers. You're making work for yourself. You're spending money that you don't need to. You do not need to add a frog juicer or anything like that. Shut up, Zoe. Anything like that. Shut up, Zoe. Anything like that to your Pico turntable. It handles the polarity change automatically.
A frog juicer.
That's what they call
They're
it.
juicing frogs.
That's what they call it. And Mattervale says, I guess the UK port strike will have negligible impact compared to China lockdowns. I know that in the US they've started using some of the Great Lakes ports to land containers because of capacity issues at the ports, just bringing the goods in. And there's actually container ships which aren't even bothering to stop at the west coast. They're just going straight, presumably through the Panama Canal, and up and into the Great Lakes and to some of the ports there. There's actually been a bit of a freight revival in some of these areas. And I think that we might see some of the other ports around the UK perhaps being pressed into service to land some of these containers, because
it's about time.
I find it peculiar why the country hangs their hat on Felixstowe when there's so many other ports that could quite easily be upgraded to handle the extra traffic.
Because we have this weird mentality where it's like, well, we've got that, so we'll just keep pumping that and expanding that and stuff like that. It's like Heathrow. They want to put another runway into Heathrow. There are other.
You say we
airports.
like we get us.
No, we as in the country. Heathrow
How has that
always
been?
On, Heathrow and Gatwick always on about an extra runway. There are other airports. We could use them instead, but we don't because we want a hub and spoke model.
But Larry Rogers, absolutely no polarity issues with 3-rail. My Hornby 003 rail turntable never had a problem whatsoever. Russell Benton says already seeing it. Guruk will have a direct container sailing to China. Big hello to the Angel of Crew. We've also got the Aylesmead project as well. Melchester Model Railway, Richard Swiderski. We've got just... Oh my word, Dylan Rupert has joined Jenny Kirk membership for 5 months. Thank you so much for becoming one of the crew. And don't forget as well that now entitles you to your name in an Atty green colour, access to some exclusive emojis. Please make some more. Okay. And also you get early access to these Friday. Something involving the Poker of Doom, Gandalf's. The Gandalf visitation.
Gandalf, Poker of Doom. Any others, guys, in the chat? Let's have a brainstorming session. Let's storm some brains. I don't know where that voice came from. But
anyway, Dylan Rupert, thank you so much for becoming a member, a channel member, and of course everybody's assistance and help is very much appreciated. Without you guys, we couldn't keep making the videos that you guys want to see. Arthur Humphreys says, hi Jenny, Zoe and everyone in the chat. David Scott says, it's depth of water in the ports and the ability to handle the size of ship that the containers come on.
All our ports used to be deeper, but Europe stopped us dredging.
There was an element of that. But certainly, Liverpool and Birkenhead are certainly ports that it wouldn't take much to be able to
I'm
increase
surprised
capacity.
Liverpool doesn't have a big port.
Oh, it does, up at sort of like Waterloo. There is a port there, but I do feel that they could expand and invest in some of these ports. But not just that. I'm sure that it's not Glasgow. It's further out up the River Clyde. So the Forth of Clyde. There's plenty of scope as well in Scotland.
Yeah.
On the Firth of Forth as well.
Big freight rail between all the major areas. Let's do something to actually use our transport links.
Yeah, one of the problem though with the containers, and this is something that because we were first with railways, what it's actually meant is that we have a very restricted loading gauge compared with other countries. And what this actually means is that there's a bit of a clearance issue with some of the containers going on container trains. Now, there are special wagons, and we have seen some excellent models from the likes of Daypol for these kind of... they're almost like building on the idea of a well troll, where you've got this well where the container sits lower to the ground to try and get the extra clearance. But there's only so many of those, and they do take up extra space in a train. You can't have quite the level of loading with these. But a lot of the containers just simply can't run on certain routes. And I guess what it actually needs is a decision to thoroughly invest in infrastructure and say, okay, well, where necessary, maybe just build a line to a much larger loading gauge to be able to kind of build up a backbone of freight services that can go to inland ports, places like Daventry International Rail Freight Terminal. There's another one just by Donington. That's up and running, so that the containers can get to places like that, and we can remove an awful lot of road miles on HGVs this way.
Wonderful.
But also, it means that we can remove the log jams at the ports as well. But anywho, Joshua W at 56, nice to see you. Spongate Junction, good evening to you. Wardle Road, I believe, is in. It's gone off the top, but some people are saying hello to Wardle Road. Now, Russell Benton says, Guruk is the Firth of Clyde. I believe Liverpool will also have a direct service. Previously, these were feeders to Rotterdam, and I think this is great. We need to move away from that. We're no longer a part of the European Union, so I think that we need to actually strike out and forge direct routes with trade.
And while we're forging direct routes, let's make free ports.
Yeah. Right, anyway, enough of the politics.
It's the modern world, let's do that.
But the Growler Blackwood Engage layout says the line down to the container port at Greenock still exists, but is totally overgrown. The only problem is they've removed the track within the port. Now, we see that a lot. Yeah. Short-sightedness. We've seen that around Birkenhead as well. Just so much of the track removed. Trafford Park no longer has any rail connection. And, you know, you could argue that there's you know, maybe there's a reason for that, there was just no scope to use it. But by removing it and destroying any means to be able to put it back in, then you kind of make it so that it can never be used. Big hello to B. Mozer as well. David Scott says the old Great Central was built to the burn gauge, come within a few miles of the Daventry terminal. Yeah, the Great Central closure in the late 60s, very early 1970s was a colossal folly. So much modern infrastructure that would have been ideal for taking container trains, for example, up the length of the country, just destroyed.
Well, that's what we hear in politics all the time.
Anyway.
Wardle Road, you're kind of making me nervous with this super busy stuff, because last time I checked, you had another
He's
wagon,
got
didn't he?
three wagons.
So if you've been super busy again,
I bet you
please
he's got
tell me you haven't just bought a locomotive.
Yeah.
Or actually do. Please tell me that you've bought the one. Raymond Legg says R.I.P. Monday Club with Jenny Kirk. What are you on about?
Hey, what?
we're still here. We're still broadcasting.
We're still
I'm going
here.
to check that we're still broadcasting.
Right, anyway. One of the other things as well, which I did recently, I'm going to change the view, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the bargains I've been picking up.
But still live. What are you on about? R.I.P. What?
Yeah, S-Eel, I know. I'm curious as well. Oh, screen turned white, says Raymond Legs. It might be at your end. But, right, anyway, so we're looking at the screen at the moment. The camera has slowly moved, I believe, because I can't actually show you the full sound-fitted castle. Well, I've got a Hornby Super... No, I'm not messing about. Hornby Super Detailed Castle. And it's one of the first that had sound. When Hornby first dabbled in factory-fitted sound, they actually fitted their models with a 21-pin chassis. Yeah, I know. Why they didn't carry this over and keep the 21-pin chassis, I really don't know. But they bought it in the ESU Lock Sound 3.5. So it's got a really great sound file and a really great decoder. And I was lucky enough to pick one up at a really good price. But you can't see it because I'm in the way. So it's basically
So why don't we just pop you off the screen first, or at least move?
No, because it'll break it. Don't touch. Look, leave it.
I won't move it.
Leave it alone.
I won't take it off. Then I will move you.
Oh, okay. Apparently, I'm moving. Oh, I got dizzy. Now move it. You're now blocking other stuff. Oh.
Where is it? What are you pointing at?
Right. So, new, really good bargains here. Did really well. We went and filmed at the Hornby 00 live Steam, and that's 00 as in the scale, not as in Hornby 00. We went and filmed with them. You'll see the video coming on the Friday. But I got this locomotive. That is an ESU 21-pin. I know it's weird to say. Hornby sound-fitted castle. Really pleased with that. Mint in box. And then I got Empress of India, an A4. And that is fitted with sound, firebox flicker, added crew, and a Sooth smoke unit. And I got that for an amazing price as well. Now, one thing I have to say here is this is a word of warning. I did get them working, but CT Electronic, that is a branded decoder that I wasn't familiar with, but apparently a lot of people are. And when I have been having a look around online, there's a lot of poor write-ups. Now, my experience is of the CT electronic decoder, and that's electronic with the K at the end instead of the C, don't buy them. I can't believe that anybody put out a decoder that they did. It's non-NMRA standard, and it's a real Wild West of the DCC world. So much so that you don't write 8 to CV8 to reset it. They decided they were too cool for that. And you have to write a 0 to CV1, which is also where the short address is stored. Very, very strange. But it cannot be properly read and programmed by a large number of DCC controllers. So, for example, Gauge Master, their controllers will not read and write properly to the CT electronic DCC decoders. Word of warning to you, I am told, based on what I have seen online, that the Roku mouse will not also do it. The Gauge Master controllers are based on a rebadged TCS system. So if you're using TCS, then I have to say you probably have the same problem. The Z21 is rumoured to not work properly with it. Whoa. Lemon thing.
I believe it is...
It is chosen to
jumped a time track.
It's chosen to mess me about when I'm busy.
Yes. So, your giant controller of destiny does seem to work though, doesn't it?
NCE does seem to work. So, Zoe, talk to people whilst I fix this.
Jenny is at the moment attempting to get a rather stubborn locomotive to play nicely with the rest of the children, but it doesn't want to. It wants to do its own thing.
Right, reset.
Which is a bit of a problem when it comes to locomotives, since they have to stay on the tracks. But it's the bad boy from the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, but Iron Horse Railway says had bad experiences with the CTE decoders, not NMRA compliant, causes so many issues. If you're not aware of it and you need certain controllers, as they don't work with all control units. And it's the only decoder that I have ever found to do that. And I must be honest that even the notorious lace decoders are at least NMRA compliant. These ones, I have to say, avoid them like the plague. When I've been looking for information online to try and work around the issues I was having, what I actually found was that a huge number of people were posting about all the problems they have. Yes, I seen it. Don't you worry. I'll get that.
All of the wagons are coming off at the same time. They've all decided to have a go.
Yeah, it's like they've heard about this CT electronic, and they're going.
So, Jen, there's a reason for lace being NMRA compliant, isn't there?
Yeah, because they ripped off the firmware from the DCC Concepts decoders.
Yeah.
Which is why I personally will no longer touch them, but
yeah,
they are at least NMRA compliant. S. Eel says, don't say NMRA too fast. NMRA. No, yeah.
It sounds like a bad guy from the Thundercats.
Yeah. Ben Tollett says, I'm glad Oxford Diecast have released a new Invacar model as of one seen on a certain YouTube channel. Yeah, Hubnut. I just need a miniature 1/76 scale. I love TWC sticker. But yeah, the Invacar, I remember that. Do you remember the Invacar when we were younger? The little blue three-wheelers that it became the Motability scheme, but originally you didn't get like a voucher to have a regular car adapted. You had to have one of these crappy Invacar jobs.
I don't. I was
like a really cheesy blue three-wheeler.
I was. Oh, I might have just thought they were the Reliant Robins.
No, they lasted through. I remember them certainly late 80s, maybe even early 90s. But you know, if you're running a layout for probably 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe even touching the 1990s, they were actually surprisingly regular size.
I probably just thought they were the standard blue version of Del Boy's truck thing.
No, something completely different.
Yeah, you got to remember, I wasn't really aware.
Yeah. The Angel of Crew says, crew have come up the last 6 stations along with Birmingham, Derby, Doncaster, Newcastle and York. I think I've come in halfway through a conversation.
What's new?
Yeah, that's me. Paul Donovan is letting us know Cavalex Class 56s are hitting the shops on April-May 2023, according to RM Web. Looking forward to them. Yeah, and the Class 56, this is interesting. We've started to see that a lot of what we considered the really, really high-spec Hornby models are getting picked off. So we're seeing the Class 31 Acura scale have done that, or are going to be doing that. Is somebody doing the Class 50? I'm thinking somebody's announced the Class 50, but I could be wrong. But also the Class 56 was another one which was an early super detailed release in the Hornby range, and Cavalex promising hopefully to do what Acura scale did for the Class 55 Delta. What I will say about these is I expect them to sell every bit as well as the Acura scale Deltics did. The 56, very popular locomotive. A very, very popular locomotive indeed. And I think that we are going to see them sell out very quickly and trade for silly, inflated prices. Now, Ginty Steam, so did you see my message earlier? I'm afraid I didn't.
Stuff goes past so quick. It does.
Within Model Railway, Big Hello to You says, the Inver cars were made just across the road from me when I was in my teens. The manufacturers also owned Greaves M/CS. Not sure what that is. Damien McKenna says, greetings from Ireland. Sorry I'm late. Give me enough time, I will come with one.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins.
Wow.
Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
Gosh.
What's running tonight?
Henry,
I believe it's a kind of bird and it goes meep meep.
Double Deltic. We've got 55011 and 55002. We've also got 3 different Bachmann Class 25s. We've got a Hornby J50 running on the shuttle. I believe quite a lot of people have already spotted that TARDIS.
Also, earlier on, didn't someone say it was their birthday?
Did
I'm pretty sure I saw that. So, Happy birthday to you, squash tomatoes and stew, bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
Skipsy Train says, though, it's just a shame the Cavalex 91 didn't go ahead. I know, it is quite a shame. David Scott says M/CS is motorcycles. Within Model Railway also highlights that as well. Ginty Steam says, I had a really good weekend helping with the Portable Miniature Railway Club and Miniature Railway Workshop. Yes, nice. I follow them on the Book of Face. We had laid a length of 7¼ inch gauge track in the museum at Highley and gave ride. Yes, I saw the posts about that. Oh, well done. I didn't. I've been following them very, very avidly. Right.
Which one is that?
It's one that's
that one here.
Yeah. Feel free to to sort it out.
Oh,
hey, we've got
Jenny's
some naughtiness going on here. We might have to get the big proddy stick out and spank some bottom.
This is what happens, Jenny.
Hey, look at you, able to put them back on the track.
I think that's about right.
It's always that sleeping car. I'll be honest with you.
Sleeping on the job, that's why.
No, the sleeping car is a nuisance.
Because it's sleeping on the job, that's why.
Mm.
See, I displayed an ability to move.
You displayed an ability. Yeah, but everybody spotted that TARDIS, actually.
I know, but you
haven't
moved
Gartheon? I've not seen.
You haven't moved the thing.
I've not seen Gartheon in today.
Actually, yeah.
Is everybody? Is
okay?
Is he all right? Anybody know? Is he all okay?
Warbler Productions, that is.
Warbler Productions, yeah. So yeah, I'm really interested to find. It's weird, isn't it? All these things that I follow avidly and secretly, and then find out that Monday Clubbers are behind some of them or involved in some of them. DL Warren says I've managed to acquire an LMS Garrett and a Class 47 from Lima. Oh, the Garrett is a great locomotive, I have to say. Les Cliff says, see you this coming weekend to collect the lovely locos you have for me. Ooh, are you coming up? Oh, brilliant. Are you coming for the Monday Club? Yeah, come for the Monday Club. Dylan Rupert says, if I can make a recommendation for an American manufacturer review, I recommend for looking from anything from scale trains, whether it's a piece of rolling stock or a locomotive. We'll have to look out for them. Not one I'm familiar with. DL Warren, I went to the show at Redcast. I mean, excellent layouts there. A particularly nice N-gauge one.
Did you see any red cars?
Any what?
At Redcoat, did you see any red cars?
Sarah Davis says, Warbler said he wasn't feeling too good, so might not comment tonight.
Ah, fair enough.
So look, you take care, Warbler. I'm sure you'll eventually see this.
Get well soon.
So do get well soon. Take it easy. Drink plenty of fluids.
Yeah.
S. Eel says 55's pulling 18 coaches. What a beast. Absolutely. So, where's it gone? I think that...
Jenny! My goodness, couldn't you have held it in?
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath, as his Warbler production did say, will be watching but wasn't feeling well. So look, just take it easy. Dylan Rupert says they're fairly new, started in 2015. I'll have to try and remember to look them out. But yeah, 18 coaches, and it would pull more if it wasn't for the fact that the couplings don't seem to like any more than that. H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid says, Willis the Quacken. Yeah, that's starting to annoy me now, that locomotive.
Take it out.
Remove it. Remove.
Right. We need to...
Are you going to do a coachectomy?
Yeah, I'm going to do a coachectomy, and I think the bin might be involved.
No, it'll be fine. You just need to replace all the bits.
No, it's just a nuisance. It's
I've taken over.
Yeah, you talk to the bin.
I have the power. I have no idea what to actually say or do. Wow, Jen, that's a big head come straight into the shot. My goodness. Like, Hang on, I should be going the other way, because that way it would look like I was actually...
What?
Nobody take a screenshot of that.
Right. Pass me the control.
Which one?
The control!
This one?
Yes.
They're both turned on. I don't know which one you want.
Come on,
You're being horrible to me. She's terrible, you know.
Put that back.
And she makes me do work. Work! She expects me to go to work and actually do some work.
Yeah, yeah,
It's terrible.
Do something for what you're being paid for. Yeah, right, I'm going to put this...
Whoa! That one right at the front
stop.
come off.
Press the red button. Bloody hell.
My goodness.
Stupid piece of poo.
Okay, yeah, that's
annoying.
Have you broken things? This is what happens when you don't take care of your things.
No, go on, budget.
You see, what happened here, guys, is last night, because of the electric going off, Jenny had to try and get out.
Yeah.
Jenny had to try and get out of the layout in the dark. And I believe there might have been some bangs and thumps as she hit the layout.
No. Yeah, we had a power cut. Yeah, sorry, will you please move? I am going to tickle you if you're not careful.
Oh, no. Oh. Bye-bye.
Yeah, good. Bye-bye. Right.
So are you breaking everything now?
You are. You're breaking it.
Is it back on track now?
Hopefully. Oh, for God's sake!
What have you broken? There's one at the back.
Make it connect. Just, like, you see the couplings? Make them align. Make it happen. Oh, come on, you're having a giraffe here. We've
Okay, that one's working now.
Is it?
Yeah. This is...
I think
Sweeney says, Zoe, when you run the show, you do a fine job. Jenny's show is safe with you when she can't run it. Oh, well, thank you very much. Gingy Scene says, we like seeing Zoe, it makes a nice change. The nature of the cupboard monkey is to feed you, quench you with refreshment, and should obey you. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Perhaps the first two, but not the third. I do not obey no one.
Hey, Model Railway Noob, hello to you. Mel's as well, great to see you in. DL Warrens, please
You're
hold.
excused.
Please hold for technical difficulties.
We should get an extra button that just brings up technical difficulties screen.
We've actually got a technical difficulties thing because we use that in the videos whenever packaging
I should
proves
stick it
an
onto
issue.
like video 1 or something.
Yes, David, it's my Model Railway. The Soundtracks have released a new Bluetooth. The Bluenami. It's just a Bluetooth-enabled loco decoder as an alternative to DCC, and this will also work, I believe, on a DC or DCC layout, and you control it via an app on your smartphone.
Oh,
now,
I'm not sure about that.
Now, I have spoken to George Bogota. They're all preparing to go to the NMRA event at St. Louis. But he said it is all newfangled. They're all quite excited by it. And so at the moment, they've got very limited decoders, but it's going to build up, and it is quite an exciting thing. So they did do a big launch video. And have asked George Bogota over at Soundtrack. Oh, for God. Just grab me that brake van so I can put it in the bin. It's starting to irritate.
You're not putting anything in the bin.
Yes, yes,
No.
I am. There we go.
Jen.
So, see you later, Les. Malcolm Moore says, hi all. Not late. No. Gandalf, he said he's not late.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing I have about yeah, it's a great idea, Bluetooth control, but please have something other than an app. Have an app, but have something else as well. Because of one fundamental thing. I have stuff that I have bought that I can't run on my modern smartphone.
Oh, because the app stopped
because
getting
the app
supported.
wasn't supported.
I think as well you can control it from the DCC system.
That'd be nice. It's just that's always my worry. Have something that you can plug your computer into, or use your computer software or something like that.
Yeah. Now, as Vobert Becking says, Soundtracks decoders work well. Absolutely, and we featured the Konami range of sound decoders. Really, really good. And we did a video on those. They've got UK sounds preloaded into them. You mix and match between things like number of cylinders, whether it's articulated or not.
Is that the one you could make the double fairly?
Yeah, you could even make it sound like a double fairly if you want different whistles. And you set these using CVs, and there's some really great sound files in there. And in terms of price, they're at around Why is that suddenly speeded up? £70 to £80, I believe. And they are starting to get stocked in the UK. I've been doing some work with Soundtracks to get them stocked in a number of different shops. So the Economy decoders are really good from Soundtracks if you're wanting sound, and it's well worth it. Do badger your local model shop to stock the Soundtracks range. Mushroom. Right. Big hello to Nigel Cole. Hope you well. Raymond Legg says R.I.P. Break Band. It was being naughty. It had its chance to behave itself, and instead it went and was pooey. Wamgok says I was early. No, Gandalf, early.
A Monday clubber
No.
is never early, Frodo Baggins, nor is he late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Okay, Gandalf, yeah, come on.
You're welcome.
Ah,
I just want to be included.
yes. David Tootle, big hello to you, says, where are the Pico Bullhead medium points? I've done just about everything I can do for the new layout for a year without laying tracks. The Bullhead track, they've started releasing more of that. We've got the slips and crossings. I don't know. I'll have to chase up with my contact at Pico and just see what's happening. David, it's my Model Railway, says I have a Soundtrack Tsunami decoder and an HO loco called Jupiter. Oh, is that one of those, the little 440 jobs? They're quite fun, they are. Flymo Chairman 1 says, yes, 4 of the double curves that we use to put radius for has only been available as single pieces, so 8 pieces. So Red Hornby has got radius 4 double curves. Saw them in the catalogue anyway. Jennifer Horton, good evening to you. So just got home from a weekend at Leeds Pride. I saw the photographs actually. Yeah, it looked like I had a really good time. You met a few people that I know as well.
You know everyone.
Yeah, I do. Visited Embassy today to ride on the Northeastern Railway autocar. Very nice. Oh, I'm jealous. I drive past there an awful lot, but I've never ridden on that railway. We must spend a day up there. So if anybody is in the chat who's involved with the Embassy and Bolton Abbey Steam Railway, we would love to come up and do a day's filming there. So do reach out and say hello. Oh, TARDIS has been spotted. Aruga, TARDIS has been spotted. Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath says TARDIS behind the upper tunnel mouth. Sue at Putnam Junction says, is that the TARDIS on the slope by the upper tunnel? Krista Duke says TARDIS is the side of the bridge by the top of the grey one. Actually, you'll find there's 2 TARDISes in that view, but yes, you have spotted one of them. So, the Doctor will be having his modesty hidden. Ginty Steam says, ask Gandalf. Oh, don't ask Gandalf. You can't shut him up. Says, ask Gandalf what the trains are like back at Middle-earth.
Gandalf looks confused.
Yeah, they don't have trains. So, Nick at Bletchton High Level, big hello to you. Says, Core Blimey just woke up from an impromptu nap. Oh, you've got to love nap time. Don't diss nap time. H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid says, come to the Keighley and Worth Valley, Jenny. Yeah, again, any of these preserved lines, we'd love to come and do a day filming. And from our point of view, to make a really good video, it's always helpful if there's somebody official there who's able to not just tell us about what's going on, but also maybe even a little peek behind the scenes. Like
we do love a bit of behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes action.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, just if they actually drop an email to Zoe at zoerobinson.com, is that the one?
Yeah, or to be honest with you, just zoe.robinson@gmail.com, because we seem to be having some issues with my email system on my main website.
And then just in the title, put something along the lines of railway visit, shall we say, and that just makes it easier for the monkey to find them. Right.
Are you suggesting I have trouble finding stuffs?
Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase asks Gandalf, do they have rail replacement flying dragon services instead of trains?
No one's seen a dragon round here for 1,000 years.
There you go. You heard
Except for that one.
Oh dear. Right. I've lost my place. Right, Ben Teller says, I will be back in a few minutes. Just got to clean my track, as I have my cousin's little boy coming around, and I bet they would love to see a train running. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't love to
People who are afraid of trains, they wouldn't.
Oh, David, it's my model railway says, Jupiter is the 440 that was at Promontory Summit back in 1869. See, I know where there is a Jupiter model. And it's in the UK.
Is it in the planetarium?
It's in the UK, and technically it's second hand. And I know who I'm going to be dropping a message to and going, that's been sat there gathering dust since it was moved along with lots of other stock from Australia. You start to work out where it is. And the chances of it getting sold are slim to none. So I might ask them what... I never saw a price on it. I might ask them what they want for their Jupiter. It is DCC fitted. Raymond Legg says, I have a Friteshi locomotive. Is that Friteshi?
I think it is.
Friteshi locomotive. Not heard of them, I have to say. Wangok says, I've got a dragon in the garden. Doesn't that set fire to the grass?
I know a few friends who've got a Dragon 32. Does that count?
No. Oh. Ginty Steam asks, have you ever heard of a miniature locomotive called a scamp? I believe I have, actually. Is that Miniature Workshop do a locomotive? It's not the scamp, is it? I get right. There's lots of people saying hello and bye to each other. Leslie Gilpin Railways is apparently heading off. So do take care. Hopefully see you later.
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. And don't forget that you can catch up on any bits of the stream that you've missed. Or even just watch them again if you wish. And the Aylesmead project says Billy's replacement magic wands. Right, anyway.
Gandalf would be interested.
Yes, I would.
Yes, he likes a magic wand.
Oh,
Right,
yes.
anyway, other locomotives.
Even though I don't actually technically use one, I prefer a staff. Because
Yes.
I'm based on Norse.
Okay, put him back in the box.
Good
Get back
night.
in the box there, Gandalf. Come on.
Good night.
And close the lid on yourself. Reach out the hole and put the padlock on.
No, I
the
shan't
other,
be doing that.
yeah, the other locomotive I picked up, I've got an A3 in a rather fetching blue as well. So we're at the Hornby 00. That's the scale, not as in 00, the 1930s through to 1960s mark that manufacturer that made some really quite fine model railway
Do
stuff.
you like your double?
I do. But anyway, 0000 Live Steam Club. We filmed there, and you were quite taken with it.
I thought it was alright, yeah.
Yeah, we got some like 38 gigabytes of footage.
Yes.
Got some good interviews. That's coming on Friday. It's
I've been
basically
editing that today.
the smallest ready-to-run live steam locomotive that was ever sold. Sarah Davis says, so does Gandalf communicate by Norse code? Which lollipop stick did you find that on? J. Pedro Rocha, big hello to you, says hello from Portugal. Ginty Steam says basically it's like a miniature lister. That's the scamp. Aha. Raymond Legs, when I was little, I wanted Mammoth Live Steam. So I did as well.
Yeah,
and
you did.
I
And then you managed to get some.
Yes.
You weren't
yes.
so little, though, were you?
Absolutely. And don't forget as well, we've still got that Monday Club. I must track down where we're up to on sales, but the Monday Club wagon, it could be very close to selling out for all I know, but certainly it's selling really, really well.
Sell out.
Boom. I got accused of overpricing it the other day.
Goodness
Can
sake.
I just say that when people go, oh no, it's too much, that's overpriced, they have no idea what these things actually cost to make.
Yeah, it's just one of those things we would love to make them cheaper.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to subsidise and sell them at a loss.
Well, for a start, we can't afford to. You're using our
Yeah.
savings to pay for this.
Yeah. Warbler Productions, big hello to you. I have one of Hornby's
Hey, Warbler.
live steam mallards. Quite a good loco, just difficult to do fine speed control. We cover that. You'll want to watch Friday's video.
Yes, because the guys at the Society have worked it out.
B. Mozza says, in the 90s, someone was selling Live Steam 009. I wasn't aware that they were selling it. I know that there was a layout on the circuit that was
Yeah.
using it. But yeah, absolutely. The Hornby system, it actually was developed in the 1960s. It's quite old technology.
Yeah.
Sue at Putnam Junction says TARDIS in lower tunnel mouth.
Yes, it is.
Oh gosh, yes.
Well spotted.
Oh my word. So, we're gonna give the Doctor some modesty. Alfonso Lepels says, hi everyone, I'm not late, I'm just running to an emergency timetable.
A Monday clubber is never running to an emergency timetable, Frodo Baggins. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gandalf.
Anytime.
But, where's the... Oh, yeah, Hythe Kent says overpriced just means I haven't got much cash. But it's the way they say it. That's what irritates...
honest with you,
what
it's not
got
even
under
that.
my skin.
It's not even about that. It's like, the guy, I don't know who he is. So he's not a regular. Because I
had a look at the moderation history. Some of the moderators have already deleted comments he's made in the past.
And that's
So-
what got to me. It's like,
Troublemaker.
yeah, you're not a regular.
Mm.
And one of the first things I spot from you, in fact, the first thing, is saying that it's overpriced. It's like, I understand that it's not a price for everyone.
Oh.
I get it.
Oh my word! Sorry, just Mark Wilson says Gandalf is clutching at straws. Always. But Stephen Cameron says apparently Z-Scale has been done in live Steam.
How?
Gosh, that's tiny.
Because this is what we were talking about
Yeah.
at the event. The water molecules aren't getting smaller.
Yeah,
so how
yeah.
are you making a decent pressurised
Absolutely.
chamber?
Flint Hills Model Railway, Jeff Hammond. Big hello to you. Great to see you. Joshua W56 as well. B. Mozza said he would make them to order. Right, that makes more sense. Tim's Model Railways in different videos says, what time are you showing videos and pictures? Usual
From
time?
about 20 past.
Oh, wait, do we have a bumper crop?
Well, we've got some left over, and we've got some that have come in this week.
Oh.
Okay, if we're doing bad puns, I had a penguin biscuit earlier with this gem. Why did the penguin make a fish pun? Just for the hell of it.
Wait, what?
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, what's that? What'd you bring your trombone for?
Well, of course I did. For this.
Model Railway Noob says, hope my email didn't go into your junk box again, Zoe. My Derby RTC film wasn't shown last week.
I will check to make sure.
We will check. Nick at Bletchton High Level, big hello to you, says Z-Scale Live Steam. He's having a reet laugh.
It's skill. I'd love to see it. Like, is this Ant-Man level of stuff?
J. Pedro Rocha says, past 1 week that they are at service. Graffiti, I think it's graffitiers paint our new second-hand passenger wagons, vandals. Unfortunately, that does seem to be a thing. Now, Valley's 56XX says, any idea when the Rapido 15XX or the Planet Industrials Care Stewart Victory are due? Unfortunately, I don't. We've seen livery samples, actual physical livery samples of certainly the Care Stewart Victory. Rails were actually displaying them at the Doncaster show. Was that earlier this year, or was it last year? No, earlier this year.
I think that's the one I didn't go to, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I went there with KR Models.
That
Had
was
a great time with Mike from KR Models. Good times. But I don't know. I'm guessing that they've been hit by delays from...
So much is getting hit by delays.
Absolutely.
It's not even...
B. Mozzie,
These
yes.
days, it's not even always COVID. Sometimes it's a knock-on effect of the delays caused by COVID.
Yeah.
And then such and such.
B. Mozza says he also had a live stream Isle of Man layout in S-Scale. Was it S-Scale? I thought it was HOM. But yeah, I knew about that. Vaguely remember it back in the day. Gary Lewis says, hi Jenny, will you be doing a review of the new Dapol Manor loco? I have contacted Dapol to try and get one to do a review, so watch this space. Hopefully.
If you have a friend at Dapol, I'll be your Dapol.
My day pal at Dapol. Sarah Davis says, isn't the Stafford show in September this year? Not been for ages and it's local to me. I don't know, I'll be honest. Model Railway Noob says, are you in the Rails event near the end of the month, Jenny? Yes, unfortunately, and as much as I hate the term influencer, when they put on the thing, it says there will be manufacturers and influencers. Unfortunately, one of those influencers is me, and I hate that term.
I've always looked at the term
really
influencer as if
Who
it's,
am I influencing?
as if it's some kind of heavy. You know, like influencer. You're gonna come and do this, aren't you?
Yeah, you're gonna buy it, aren't you? You really do want this train. You want 4 of them, and you're gonna pay now. So, Alan Bevan says, does the line that goes into the tunnel in the top left lead to, please? Where the goods train is running. Many thanks, it looks brilliant. That actually, it just goes through, and if we go to there, it reappears on the top there. So, when the train goes past, you'll see it, the same train go past the top. It's not a very big tunnel. And actually, I am considering redeveloping Jabberlight Mountain. Model Railway Noob says, yes, I thought that referred to you. It's not just me. I believe that New Junction is most likely going to be there as well. And there's a few other people as well, actually. It'd be nice to see more. Skipsy Train says I should be at Rails of Sheffield, but I couldn't influence anybody. Oh. And David, It's My Mother Railway says, Jenny, the Enforcer. Oh my word, I like that. Alfonso Lapulsa says, I'm not an influencer, I'm more of an effluencer.
Oh.
Ian Parker says, good evening, Oil. Sorry I'm late. Wife wanted me to watch film Father of the Bride. Very good film. Unfortunately, it made you late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
Eric Christiansen says, I model Livesteam in the rare scale 7/8 of an inch to the foot. Is that S scale on number 1 gauge doing 2 foot gauge prototype? Oh my word.
Wow.
Right, I've read that. Nigel Cole says, recruiting well-equipped wizards like Gandalf is very difficult. You just can't get the staff. Go on. Come on, take a run up with your trombone.
Pass me my trombone, my dear.
Oh, I like this. Underground Eric says, bonjour, Genfluencer. I'm the Genfluencer. I like that. I'm having that. I'm taking that and running with it. Yeah, probably trip up and drop it and it'll break. But that's just me. Oh dear. Raymond Legg says, in G-Scale you could do live diesel. I have seen some of these model aircraft engines.
Live diesel.
They're like about 2 or 3 cc's capacity. Quite impressive. Although a 5-inch gauge that fell, that was at the Gilling rally that we did a lot of filming showing. That was powered by a 50cc Honda engine.
Oh, I remember that. And my goodness, did it go.
Oh,
it
good.
had a bit of welly to it, didn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. James Pett says, I approve of the Genfluencer. You know that there are some trolls with their eye twitching right now. Like,
Their ears are probably
an
twitching as well.
influencer. Oh, how dare she consider. I don't consider myself an influencer.
Oh, you're gonna have some of them, aren't you? Oh.
I don't know where that voice came from.
Oh, you don't care. Nobody else does. Oh dear. I like that. James Pett says this requires a T-shirt with the Genfluencer written on it, or a hat. We could do hats. Or we could do a T-shirt. Design one. The Genfluencer.
Okay. I was really wanting to do a recognise Les one.
Oh, what, like have a stylized cartoon version of Les dressed like Where's Wally?
Yeah, just recognise Les. Because no, it was meant to be release Les, but someone's autocorrect changed it to recognise Les.
Yes.
I just liked it.
Yes, recognised. Oh dear. So the Aylesmead project says, I prefer Livesteam 12-inch to the foot. Great hands-on skill. Underground Eric says, Mike Ahern owns the Fell 3-speed manual. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, it had a bit of oomph to it.
Absolutely. 156 Andrew says, sound Yorkshire voice. Yeah, get to whip it on string.
Sad.
Yeah. Underground Eric says, I want T-shirt royalties. I'm not sure that many people will be queuing up to buy the Genfluencer. I tell you what though, it'll make all the trolls' eyes twitch at Wally.
Surely that's worth it.
And that's worth every penny. But no, just to set the record straight, I hate the term influencer as well, and I feel slightly embarrassed when people call me one. H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid says, I have 4 Steam Outline locos, 2 are European and the others are American, Jenny. I must admit, I'm thinking about that Jupiter that they've got at DCC Concept, and nobody can buy it out from under me because it's never been listed on their website. It's like leftover stock from when they were in Australia that's made it back in the container, and it just sort of sits there going, can I come out to play? I did try and run it on their test track. It needs the Stay Alive resoldering. The Aylesmead project says, the old BBC programme Model World by Bob Symes had radio control class 47, with twin internal combustion engines. Brilliant series. Yeah.
Wow.
James Pett says the trolls need to have T-shirts with effluencer. Oh dear. Ian Parker said, went to Cambridge from King's Lynn. Nice not to drive the car. Oh, absolutely. Tim Mazin asks, will you be able to visit Stafford Model Railway Show in September? I don't know. We're so busy. But right, anyway, big elephant in the room. Help, help. This room is full of an elephant and he smells. But I posted on about we had a power cut last night and it spiked the computer, causing the multi-monitor to die. And spent a long time trying to fix it. And in the end, as you may have noticed, we did fix the streaming computer. Basically, it wiped all of the BIOS settings back to the default. And this is a big barney I have with some of these BIOSes. Why would you have it default to like actually just turning stuff off? I don't know. It's like, I tell you what, one computer, I had a Pentium P90 that I got secondhand. And eventually the BIOS wouldn't remember the settings. It would just forget them all. But the default settings for all the hard drives was none. What idiot makes the default settings none? Not auto detect.
I can understand that for an 8086.
No, this was for a P90.
Yeah, but for a Pentium.
It rendered the computer useless. Absolutely useless. Because it was going, no, I'm not even going to bother looking. Yeah, Ginty's team. It is the American 440 Jupiter, very much.
So not the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space?
No. Sarah Davis says, don't forget to get that Surge Protector extension cord. Funnily enough, Surge Protected. We have Surge Protected extension cords. So, no. James Pett says, although I went straight from a 486 to a Pentium 2. People who had a DX4 100 would generally make the switch and would be into the realms of the P2 because the DX4 100 would still hold its own. Egg Rider says, I bet Hereford models don't think of Jenny as an influencer, but more of a, what's that? Declutera. What does that mean? Declutera? Declutera?
Where are we looking?
Declutterer.
Declutterer. Declutera.
Well, that's how it's spelled. There should be another T in there.
So apparently Jenny is the Declutera. She's just making up titles for herself now. But yeah, speaking of going from a 486 to a P2, I went from a 386 SX 25 megahertz to a Pentium 2 at 333 megahertz. It was like going from a horse ride to light speed.
Yeah, punch it, Chewy. Jerry BBR says, dare I mention Greg Wallace is in a bus factory tonight on BBC Two after his look at a train factory last week. See, we don't tend to watch TV, so we don't know who he is. But, to get back to the computer, so we're not off on a big tangent. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I managed to get it working, as you can see. So, we dodged one there.
Yes, we did, the Declutera.
You're going to dine out on that.
You are.
So
I am. You are not going to live that down.
Hey. Flymo Chairman 1 says the new systems like Windows 11 are doing away with onboard BIOS, apparently. To be honest, it's about time. BIOS is an archaic thing.
The BIOS is actually something that had to be added so that IBM could use their off-the-shelf stuff and make it all work.
Yeah, Ruben Ashwell, we're the same. We don't watch TV.
We actually can't watch TV.
Yeah, we got rid of the means to do it.
Yeah, we can't.
And as a fringe benefit, because we have no means to watch live TV, we also don't bother with a TV license, and they can't touch us for it. Yeah. George Botterini says you need to get the 119 along with the Jupiter, the two engines at Promontory Summit. So were they made by Bachmann or somebody else? The Angel of Crew says, hope to see you at Stafford, Ruben. Oh, sorry, told somebody else. I thought you were hoping to see me at Stafford. I was like, oh. It's like,
oh. Egg Ryder says, years ago I had a computer where the BIOS defaults were set so the hard drive wasn't the boot device. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What's TV, says Whamgo.
Yeah, Underground Eric, I saw he got a Class 10. Very jealous. But he's a bit of a wheeler and a dealer. But geezer. I'm in the process of trying to buy the Class 20 off him. The second one, not the first one he was selling. He takes the stuff that Wardle Road sells at a really good price. And then actually plays with them for a bit and then sells them on for what they're probably actually worth. Sorry, Ollie, but you do sell very, very cheap.
You're now going to have someone come up for a quiet word next time you see this guy, you know. Like, don't tell him.
Don't tell him, Pike. Yeah, right. I did have some other news to tell you. Oh, yeah. You may have seen the pictures. Actually, you may not have, because I didn't post them on any of the Facebook groups.
What have you done?
No, I posted them on my personal page, and I just realised most of you guys aren't Facebook friends with me. That's not like saying please be friends with me, because it's like for family and stuff. But I've been to Ireland, and there's going to be a video coming probably in a couple of weeks where you get to see a Jenny Cam on the road. And we tried to go to see the Giant's Causeway and Bushmills tramway. Unfortunately, we got close enough to see it from the road, but we were in a camera truck, and a camera truck is basically an 18-ton rigid lorry, and it's very difficult to park those things. So we weren't able to stop.
Yeah, they looked at you funny when you rocked up with a thing that said film and TV. Like, yeah, you're not coming in, you haven't heard.
Alfonso La Pulsa says, isn't a Class 10 just a regular Gronk wearing a false moustache? Oh no, contract. It's a Lister Blackstone engine. Completely different engine.
It's two Gronks in a trench coat.
And I think that the electrics are different as well. Was that something?
What?
I thought I heard. Oh, it must be the chair.
My chair.
Yeah, chair. James Pett says, I approve of Ireland. I must say, now, I've been to Northern Ireland a few times on filming trips, but we've never really gone further than the Belfast area. But on this trip, the studios were up in Ballymena, and then we had 12 hours to kill, and they told us, take the filming truck, just have a look around. And it's like, well, you want us to drive this thing at 8 miles to the gallon? Yeah, whatever. We're not paying for it. And so we went on a sightseeing road trip, me and the other guy I was with, in a camera truck all around Northern Ireland at the top side of it. And it's one of the best places I've ever been. I fell in love. Really. No, Velli's 56XX.
No, we don't.
That's not true. Don't let the TV licensing people tell some porkies to try and con you into buying a license. You do not need the you need a TV license if you stream any live programs. It's live programs that are basically
if they're being broadcast on television at the same time as being streamed live, you need a TV license to watch it.
Yeah, but the TV license people do tell porkies to try and con you into believing that you need a TV license if you watch live streams on YouTube, and that is entirely a lie. You would only need that if that live stream was simultaneously being broadcast
on television. On any part of television.
Broadcast television, live.
Yes.
So, don't fall for that TV license thing.
We've looked into it, and as far as I can see, you do not need a license to watch the Monday Club.
No.
However, if you were watching Sky News via their broadcast on YouTube, you would need a TV license.
Alfonso La Pulsa says 20-ton rigid lorries aren't difficult to park. They're difficult to park well, a critical difference. Well, we found a really nice lay-by just by Dunseverick Castle. I think I remembered the name right. That was beautiful. And that's where they filmed a lot of the Game of Thrones. So if anybody's wondering what it all looked like, then Game of Thrones.
I still love that most of the cloaks in Game of Thrones are just IKEA ropes.
Underground Eric says only illegal if you get caught. Technically, that's not true.
No,
but
it's still illegal.
But it only counts if you get caught.
Yeah.
Ruben Ashwell says, trouble is the TV license people see a TV and just assume that having that is enough to need a license.
That has been true in the past, yes.
There's a lot. Don't get me. There's a lot of videos you find online where I'm sure that 99% of the TV licensing people are perfectly normal and reasonable people, but there's always the 1% that give the rest a bad name.
That's true of any walk of life.
Yeah. But, Alan Reynolds, PBA Cloth, Alan Reynolds, great to see you. Just seeing you there in the chat. Great to see you. And
it's okay, Gandalf. He didn't say he was late.
No. It's been lurking. No, it's any device that is being used to watch a live television broadcast.
Yeah.
And that's it. It has to. It's this,
or anything on iPlayer.
Yeah, I mean, that must admit that was a big loophole. And you wondered, like, why?
I was waiting for them to close it for you.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that now you have to have your TV license number to log into your account when you're creating an iPlayer account.
Yeah, and I must admit, it's like, well, why didn't they do this before?
Yeah, so they should have done it right from the start.
Good night, Ham Shackleton. Ian Parker has got a TARDIS and a job lot of trains from the Flea Bay.
Nice.
Nice.
I like Alfonso's way of dealing with it. I'm reluctant to even let close friends into my flat, so the TV guys have no chance.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing at university we were told. It's like, yeah, you need a TV license to watch TV, but you don't have to let them in to look at your TV. And I've always wondered this. It's something I've wondered about, is who are the people who are getting caught? Because if they have no right to enter your property, then surely how do they know you've got a TV?
Well, let's put it this way, it's difficult. But we are now at the point where we should be showing videos, so shall we move on from this argument?
Absolutely. Right, so anyway, we're going to move on to watching some of your videos that you sent in. I'm really looking forward to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Zoe is going to wake up the mouse. And we're going to...
Pump up the volume.
Okay, let's bounce. Why is this... it keeps saying, be careful with this message.
I don't know.
Is it the same person or is it doing this to different
random people every time. So, a question for Jenny, says Charles Gibbs.
George Botterini, it is a peculiar UK thing.
It's not just us. Japan has a TV license as well.
Do they? God.
Yes. And I think Germany had one. Or may still have them.
White Horse Bricks. There's no such thing as a detective and you cannot detect a television.
Oh.
No, seriously. It's like... No. They don't have detective
Speaking as a physicist, it is technically possible to detect a television.
But you couldn't tell where it was. Or what they're watching.
You could detect a television, though. I'm pretty sure I could wangle a device, given enough time.
Yeah, but for all they know, you could also just have an oscilloscope or a
CRT.
Or a CRT computer monitor. Yes. So, anyway, let's move on. Anyway. Oh, Alfonso the Pulsar says Ireland does too.
Yeah.
Oh.
They got it off us.
But David Scott says, when you buy a TV, the retailer has to tell the licensing authority.
They can tell them, but you don't know whether you're buying it to keep.
Yeah, you don't know where you're putting it.
Yeah. So, from Charles Gibbs, we have a question for Jenny. How far should we go in weathering our rolling stock? And he sent this picture along as well.
It's entirely a personal choice. Now, this is a 50-foot full brake, LMS full brake. No, it's in BR Maroon or Crimson, I'm guessing. Now, that could be in keeping with it. Now, these were non-passenger carrying coaching stock, and that meant that they didn't necessarily get cleaned a lot. So that doesn't look unreasonable. But coaches themselves, one of the reasons I don't like weathered coaches as a rule, because coaches generally were kept quite clean. So I've been a bit annoyed. They released some regional, Bachmann released some regional railways Mark 1s, but weathered. And it's like, no, they wouldn't have looked like that. They'd have been clean. They'd have gone through the coach wash. But non-passenger carrying coach stock, such as the 50-foot Staniers, might not necessarily make a lot of trips through the carriage wash. So that is perfectly acceptable. Actually, that's a very, very realistically looking weathering job. So I think that's all right.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
So, and of course that is the Dapol B4 dock tank.
Of course you know what it is. Of course
Yes,
you do.
of course I do. So, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, it is an LMS Bogey B brake. And it's one of the oldest, in fact, the oldest coach still in the Bachmann range, and I quite like it. I've got a number of them, also very wide-ranging, from LMS right through to BR Blue Grey, Engineers Olive Green, also Re-Railing Yellow. There's so many different liveries that they've carried. Sarah Davis says, I just can't weather any of my things. I just hear my mother's voice in my head saying, ooh, you've not cleaned that, have you? Look at it, it's filthy. See, for me, I don't like weathering stuff because I just hear my dad going, you better look after that. That's cost a lot of money, that did. I keep the boxes as well because you always know the box is worth more than the contents. Now,
So next up we have from Richard Sudersky, a Blue Pullman HST passing Hertford Station in Cheshire.
Okay, let's
Here
rock
we
and
go.
roll. Blue Pullman actually goes up the Settle and Carlisle quite a lot. So here we I do like it when the video gives a little bit of background and everything. So I think we've had a few videos from here. Well, here it comes. There's no yellow ends on these. Or is it? Oh no, that one does.
There's no yellow ends on this
The
thing that's
Blue
got yellow on
Pullman
it.
doesn't. Shut up, covered monkey. Container train there with probably only about half the space is filled with containers. People wonder about this, but they're a fixed rate. The wagons wouldn't get shunted apart, so the empties still go where the full ones do. Effectively, you have up to a certain capacity or on a container train, and that's why you sometimes, well, quite often do see them with no actual containers in some of the slots.
Nigel
This one
Cole,
does have the yellow ends.
I love that. Hey, that looks almost real. See? I told you that joke would become funny.
Yeah. Oh wow, Ian Parker says made a drive-through weathering spray shed. Drive and spray. That's an interesting idea.
Drive and slay, boys. Drive
Oh,
and
I
spray.
do like the Intercity livery. Very out of keeping with the Blue Pullman livery. I think one of the class 253s it must be in going through a lot of maintenance or something. For some reason, may have a problem. Because it seems strange that they've got the Intercity liveried one on the end. Yeah, Harry Sedgwick, the 2 Class 90 Freightliner orange livery.
That is an interesting
Are you sure that's
livery,
not Colas? That always makes me think of Colas. But really, really nice. Thank you so much for sharing these.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you.
But Valley's 56XS, so I have to weather everything because I was told to keep everything with the boxes. So now I deliberately don't.
Oh,
I see where you're coming from
rebel.
there. Legend! I do like that livery. Actually, does surprisingly suit them.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd like it, but actually, out of all the liveries that the HST has carried, I must admit that
Was one of them.
that is probably the best. And I never thought I'd hear myself saying that when Intercity exists. Richard Swiderski says, hopefully we'll be back to full livery at some point. 156 Andrew says 43055 smokes quite a lot.
Well, you know,
Ruben Ashford says, very nice clips you sent, Richard. Jennifer Horton says, it does look smart when it has both blue power cars. Absolutely. I did do a few videos for DCC Concepts on their YouTube channel where you can see the full Blue Pullman livery. And yeah, Nigel Cole says, the Blue Pullman has had that Intercity unit on it for quite a while now. Mark Wilson says the yellow patch was removed when they upgraded the lights. Aha. And Sarah Davis says the HST in the green GWR is gorgeous. Flint Hills Model Railway Jeff Hammond says very good. Richard Swiderski says thank you for sharing my video. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing it with us.
So next up we have from Model Railway Noob a It says Monday Club video. This is a shortened version of my main channel, Derby Railway Technical Centre stock film. What's happened? What's happened?
This.
Again?
Yes.
It's on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's not there. It's alright.
Right.
I was reading out something.
Do the special
you know.
thing. Yeah. Oh, it's getting warm up here.
Just a little bit. So what we've got here is, this is a shortened version of my main channel, Derby Railway Technical Centre stock film. It has the sound removed and is 3 minutes video. Other than this stock, I have the Accurascar RTC double coach pack on pre-order. Very nice. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So, I'm going to bring this up.
Hold on one moment, because I'm just dealing with an...
Hold on.
A naughty... Yeah. Hold on tight. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
I can't do both.
Can I do it, Captain?
I can't reach the controls.
So I'm just coupling up a train that's being a nuisance. I don't know why it's decided to slip couplings. Right, I've not pressed the button. Have you?
I haven't pressed anything
Let me press the button. There we go.
I was waiting for you. So this is Model Railway Noob. I believe he was asking if we had his video. Here we go.
Oh, I do like that livery, the 31. That was a special by Kerno Model Rail Centre. I have a feeling.
It's a very interesting
and
livery.
It sold very, very well, to be honest, because they sold out in like blink of an eye. But I think they're doing the Railroad Plus version. I say they, Hornby are, and it's one that I am actually quite looking forward to.
Raymond Lake says the Deutsche Reichsbahn has some really depressing and dingy-looking passenger cars. Oh.
Now, I do like as well the Lab 23 there. I've got that very same model. I do like this layout. Can I just say, the layout itself is really good. That's the class, is that the class 438 or the 411? At the moment, can I just say, Kerno Model Centre have got a sale on, and I think that's one of the units that they've got in their sale for about £200, which is actually an amazing price for that.
Can I also say, I couldn't tell where the back scene ended and the layout started on that. That was amazing.
Ivor the Engine, I love
also,
that.
Gronky,
A Model Zone
Gronky
Special
man.
Commission. They actually did Ivor the Engine both in the original Network Southeast livery and then the RTC livery. Really great locomotive.
I mean, look
Sadly,
at that. I can't tell where the back scene starts on that. That is an amazing
57305
layout.
Northern Princess says Olivia Newton-John has died. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, RTC Class 20.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Absolutely. We only watched Grease the other day.
Yeah.
The back scene is amazing, and there's quite an assortment of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I honestly can't tell where that back scene starts.
wow, this is quite an RTC parade. I do like this layout. Really, really good.
Take care, H. Walker Steve, and see you later. Thanks for
Absolutely.
joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Larry Rogers says that backdrop is awesome. There's
really is.
Ixiom, and that's the auto coach, isn't it? The auto car, the push GWR push pull thing.
Every time you say auto coach or auto car, I think Autobot.
Yes, you do.
And I'll tell you what, I saw an amazing recolor of Soundwave from the Decepticons in the original Transformers. Someone had taken an original Soundwave model, the toy, and painted it as a redeco to make it look like the...
Thank you so much for that video, by the way. Really enjoyed
made
that.
it look like the version that's in the Marvel comics.
Alphonse,
So it looked cel-shaded and properly drawn. It was amazing.
Alfonso Lapulsa says the 4TC is a class 438, I think. So I hedged my bets. Flower Chairman 1, thank you so much. Says send video links only, YouTube preferred as the URL. Subject titled Monday Club to zoe.robinson@gmail.com. Ian Parker, it's RTC, which is the Rail Technical Centre. Oh yeah, and also
from the original Magnum.
I saw that actually. Yeah, who's the helicopter pilot from Magnum PI? sadly, we're getting to that sort of age.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
all the cool people are checking out.
Yeah, and he's still stuck with me. Right.
Edward Elric says, my model railway club is building a new layout based on Swanage Railway, and he sent a photo.
Oh, right. So let's bring
looks
this
rather
up.
Good.
So quite interesting. You've printed off the plan.
I love the
looks,
idea of that.
Looks like it's from like a planning map. They've printed it out huge, obviously.
Yeah.
To the appropriate scale for 00, I'm guessing. And
That's
then
a brilliant idea.
yeah, because what you do then is you lay the track over the track.
Yeah, and that way you all know where it's all going. Everyone's working to the same thing.
But then you know exactly how big the buildings need to be, where they need to go. It's a really, really great way.
That is cool. Thank you for sending that
Model
in.
Railway Noob says it's actually for the Melbourne Military Railway, but I film on it.
Right.
But a really great collection of RTC.
Lovely, thank you. That is a great idea. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from that.
I must get out. Maybe next week I'll run all of my RTC stuff. I haven't got a full collection. There's a lot of Model Zone special commissions that I just never got. And in terms of locomotives, you know what? I don't think I've got any RTC locomotives.
I'd like to think this is what they've built at Edward's Model Railway Club. I have a feeling this is a photograph from a different layout.
Still really nice, and
Very
that's
nice.
Rail Freight Distribution Gronk. Really, I think it's a Bachmann one. They did release in this the second release tranche from Bachmann. There was a Rail Freight Distribution one, and I've been trying to track one down at a reasonable price for like 20 years, 25 years, and never actually found one. That and the very first run. They released 3, I think, or was it 4? It's either 3 or 4 different liveries. And there was a BR Blue one as 08623. And I've been looking for that ever since it was out. There was a plain green one, which I actually got and then sold. And it's the only Class 8 Gronk I've ever sold. And I've always regretted it ever since. Should never have sold that.
I love the way they've got this canvas
The loads.
effect.
I think they're from Bachmann, those loads, but they are really
They look
great effect.
really good.
The tree in the foreground looks to be one from the Golden Valley Hobby Stock Noch.
I love that.
And they are a good tree. I've
Yeah.
got a load in waiting for a project build. J. Paul Anderson, big hello to you.
How you
Great to
doing?
see you. Model Railway Fantasia says, hi, Flymer, just quickly popping in to say hi.
Hello.
That suggests that certain Gandalf needs to come up.
Well, I wasn't going to intrude after the way you were acting earlier, but since you ask, a Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Whoops.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
The Angel of Cruz says, has anyone in chat ordered from Revolution before? As I placed an order on the 31st of July. Item was in stock, but I still haven't received my item. That's quite a long time. I would drop him a message and just follow that up. J. Paul Anderson says, Jen, when are you going to buy a kit-built loco? Unless it's ready built, I have to be honest and say, not my cup of tea. Oh, are these Space Marines?
Yes. Okay, so Sarah Davis has sent in. We were talking about Warhammer things last week. This is a few Warhammer items from Sarah, which look rather sweet, actually. That is really nicely done.
I thought it was a stormtrooper at a glance.
Yeah, I love the red on the inside of the cape to contrast
nice.
well with the white.
It
That is
does
cool.
actually, yes, yeah.
There you are from the back. Oh, how good is that?
That is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, rather
So,
snazzy.
thank you so much for sharing these with us. And it
Yeah.
just shows that in different modelling disciplines, there's still a lot
Yes.
that you can draw inspiration from. And certainly like some of the painting and weathering is really, really good. Now, James Pett says, I have ordered from Revolution, never had any trouble. I definitely agree with Jennifer that you should email them if something hasn't arrived. They are generally helpful. Absolutely.
Alfonso says, War Hamster. I love it.
So, yeah. So who have we got up next?
If you can read that, that would be great.
So it's, hi Zoe, Jenny, we just got our shed up, still no trains running, but making progress. The video covers the setting up the room, laying, planned to be started over the next couple of weeks. Hope you enjoy, Joe Smith. P.S. Forgive the basic quality of the video. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Come now. You don't need to
Come on.
apologise for video quality. Have you seen what we put out on a weekly basis?
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
Yeah. So here we go.
So here we go.
I'm going to move it back because this moved a bit quick. Shed is up and the starting inside. I like this look
That
of the
is
shed.
actually whoa! Look at the
Whoa.
space. Right, what I would say,
my
are
goodness.
you all insulated? Good move. Good
Yes.
move. Oh, carpet tiles. Nice.
Looking lovely.
That looks like the sort of reverse intercity.
Oh my goodness, this is...
A
Whoa!
lot of space. Whoa. So this is going to evolve into quite
Look
a
at all
huge
the
model railway.
detail inside that building. That was lovely.
Mm.
Yeah, this is going to be enormous.
Oh, there's a Jupiter. By Jupiter.
Nice.
So
Oh
that.
wow!
So there
That
we go.
is great.
Thank you so much
much
for that. Really, really
Thank
great
you so
to
much
see
for
that.
sending that.
James Pets, I thought you might approve of sheds. We should have a T-shirt. We'll run this later, but it should be the man called James Pets. He says, "I approve." I just have him dress.
Just next to recognise.
I can imagine. Can I just say, James Pets, if you don't have a white linen suit for when you're away in tropical locations, then I'm very disappointed at your wardrobe choices. I feel that you should actually have that white linen suit so that a chap can look very, very good when in tropical locations, and a sort of a white hat or a straw-coloured hat maybe.
Well, yes, it's got to be kind of white or straw. Otherwise, it wouldn't be correct, would it?
Class
So-
05 says, hello all, long time no see. I've been busy beginning my guard training at the Festiniog and Welsh Highland. Oh, absolutely
My
brilliant.
goodness! Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much. James Pett says, I would generally recommend a rubber floor for a shed. Certainly, you need something springy underneath just to...
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah, a Panama hat. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes. My
Yeah.
dad would approve. He likes a
Absolutely,
Panama
yes.
hat.
I approve of your approvals, he says.
Oh my goodness! Did I ever tell you the story of last time he went to Holland?
He does definitely have a white linen suit
My dad turned up in Holland.
with his tash.
Yes, he had a proper moustache, dark glasses, a white linen suit, and a Panama hat.
They
And
thought he was...
lots of people kept coming up to him to try and buy his stash.
Yes. I am so I next time we're at Ali Pally, James, if the weather is pleasant, you should wear your linen suit and Panama hat.
Absolutely.
That's how 05 says Poirot style. You mean walking on the beach in a full suit?
Absolutely.
Well, one's chap must be appropriately addressed.
Yes. So this is from Jennifer Horton, and it's the Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway.
Eskdale.
I thought I said that.
Lal Ratty. Little Ratty. This is actually the railway that
Whoa.
small railway engines and the Thomas the Tank Engine world is based on.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
That was one of the three.
Look at the animation. It's got moving people.
Yeah, but they're a bit out of scale, aren't they?
A little bit, yeah. But sometimes you can't get the parts if you're going for the animated stuff off the shelf.
Oh, they've got a scissors. I do approve of a scissors crossing.
This is lovely.
But James Petts points out it's too cool for the linen suit in March or April in the UK. Yeah, that is such
true,
a shame. That is such a shame.
Nice blue on that livery. You do
Yeah,
like
that
the blue,
is
don't
I
you?
do
Jen?
actually, yeah. Hence the assortment of blue behind me. I must dig out all my blue locomotives and have a blue steam on shed. This is nice, and I'm quite impressed actually. These coaches do give a very, very a good panoramic view.
Yeah, this is lovely.
Mm.
It's very colourful as well.
Very bright, sunny day.
Yeah, that's something that I think has been missed from a lot of modern stylings. There's not enough interesting colour and detail. We're living in an age that really likes white space and flat colour. It's like, give me a bit of detail, man. Come on.
Stephen Cameron says that could be the ultimate garden railway.
Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be amazing?
But by the time you get up to this size, surely the engineering involved is such that actually you might as well take that extra step and go full size, because you can't, if they come off the track, you can't just lift them back on. James Gilbert says, "You got them weird blues." And Class 05
I believe
says,
that's supposed. You got them weird blues.
Ah. Get a fair turn of speed up there. Lovely countryside and an amazing day for it as well.
This is wonderful.
Class 05 says, talking about the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway, I do believe that the Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway Obo car was built there. Is that the
Right.
observation car? Whoa, that is actually quite fast.
Yeah, it's gone at a fair old lick.
Yeah. Yeah, Flymo Chairman. So Flymo Chairman says, right, the late Reverend Teddy Boston, the inspiration for the Fat Controller. Yeah, because the Fat Controller was Teddy Boston, and the Thin Controller was Reverend Audrey, wasn't it?
Egg Rider says, I think the crews got sick of me when I visited the Ravenglass, as I managed to work out which sections you could walk between stations, so I kept appearing all along the line. How many of that guy are there?
Yeah, I've got a lot of identical twins.
And they're all wearing the same outfit. Yeah, we got it, don't worry, James Gilbert.
Yeah.
You got the weird blues. Ooh, oh yeah. Boom, boom.
That carriage, I mean, you've got...
He's going at a fair old lick.
But that is actually, you've got the plum position. Do you have to pay extra to get that seat? Because that is actually a really, really good place to sit.
Oh, talking to Thomas the Tank Engine, Jen.
Wow.
Did you enjoy that book I found for you?
Yes,
I mentioned it on the stream last week.
The complete Thomas the Tank Engine.
Wow.
The stuff that I consider canon.
Yes, the complete Reverend Audrey ones.
Yes,
Not the other ones.
I haven't even read the Christopher Audrey ones. I might consider allowing the Christopher Audrey ones into the house, but anything beyond those, definitely not.
Wow.
Keith
How
Whiting
long is this
says,
video,
watching
Bennett?
from
Right,
Bahrain,
20
my
minutes.
layout's in Thailand, and I only got to work on it once every 3 months. What Class 52 Westerns do you have? I've got a single Hellion Western.
So I'm going to move this back because unfortunately we can't watch the whole thing. It's 20 minutes. But I have linked it again
Absolutely,
into the chat.
yeah.
Because people are going to want to see that.
Jennifer Horton says it's an extra £10 for the observation car, and you have to book in advance.
Fair enough.
Well, the David Scott says if it's anything like the Romney Hythe and Dumchurch Railway, 25 miles an hour. Yeah, it probably looks a lot faster than it actually is.
So, what we've got next is going to be interesting.
Oh, what is this?
This isn't a standard. Let's have a look at a Harry Potter train. This is the Hogwarts Express at Warner Brothers Studios.
Oh, is this the ride? It's quite intriguing because it's not a real train. It's a ride.
I think this is going to be interesting. So, this is from Lee Holden. So, here we go. I'm just bringing it up on full screen. Is it going to do it? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, I mean, that looks like a real steam locomotive.
Yes, it does. It's a castle, isn't it? A castle class?
No, it's a hall.
Oh, right.
But called Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah, so why is it not a castle class?
I don't know. It's basically whatever they got for
That's
filming.
what they could find, yeah.
But that looks like a real locomotive, but I believe it is not.
I suppose if you're a film company, you can kind of make stuff like that.
Well, yeah,
you know how to do it.
Yeah, it's like a mock-up, and they're very, very good at it.
It's amazing to look at how they've done it.
But that looks real. It's quite. It looks like the real deal. Even like the heavy metal parts.
Yeah.
So I'm looking there. There's nobody on the footplate, but you look at it, and that looks like the real deal.
It really does. Are you sure that's not just a one they bought?
I don't think that's a real locomotive.
It's Alton Hall.
Alton
Right.
Hall. Alton Hall. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
It is a
apparently
real
it
locomotive.
is a
That-
real loco.
That
Alton
explains
Hall.
a lot. And
So that's the real locomotive, but they've got a light in the firebox and presumably a smoke generator just to create
Yeah.
the.
It is the real locomotive. Wow.
So is this at the studios?
Yeah. That is amazing to see.
Hmm.
Saw the real one at NRM York, says Nigel. Excellent.
Right. I actually saw this at Crew.
George
Crew
Potterini
opened it.
says it's not real.
And
Runs
this
on wire, spectacular effects.
I have a feeling it's real, but it's not actually in Steam.
Right. Here's the,
There's-
if this is the one at the Harry Potter Studios near London, it's the real one. Right. So they've got
But
they've
that
got
one-
multiple replicas.
Yeah, but that one won't go anywhere. But there is a ride you can go on where it's not real, but it's it's like a proper.
That was brilliant. Oh, that's a weird thumbnail.
Yes.
Yes, the one with the red sticker off the mouth is from because people are going to wonder what the hell that was that they
No,
just
they're
saw.
not.
That is from today. I found out about an experiment that was illegal. Okay,
Oh, what kind
what
of
to do
sinister
if you
stuff?
raise a child in isolation? What happens?
I
At
think
the start of the 19th century and into the middle of the 19th century, there's this weird idea that if you didn't teach a child language, they would speak the original language, the one that Adam spoke. Yes,
Where do these people come from? That
because
come
I
out?
happen to know about. I've read about this in a when I was doing that psychology course, and it was on about ethics. All the stuff that these old people did before ethics became a thing that actually had to be
Oh,
adhered to.
interesting. So this is a replica, not the real locomotive.
Right. Fake
Although,
one is in the USA, the real one's in the
although
UK.
there was a bit of controversy over this. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says 4920 Dumbarton Hill will be painted into Hogwarts Castle and shipped to Japan for a Harry Potter thing in Japan. So it's a real steam locomotive, and they're just shipping it out there as an ornament. But the thing is, money talks, and they
Yeah.
paid a lot of money.
Yes. So, okay, we have time for one, maybe two more. So we've got an interesting thing here from Charlie.
Uh-huh.
Please check on the attached video. It's very important that all modelers see it.
Fire hazard, the Monday Club. Is this the guy whose shed burnt down?
Don't know. But I'm actually going to turn the volume up on this one. We're just going to... So, this is Charlie McGowan Partick Hill Station.
So,
Put it about halfway.
okay, make it full
Bring
screen.
it up. Here we go.
Welcome back to
What are we
Partick
listening
Hill
for?
Station. I'm Charlie.
I'm gonna get
So
to
this
you.
is
So
a
what's
warning
the
for
the
everybody
fire
that
thing?
has a model railway. Yesterday I was here working on cleaning and servicing my locals. I'm just going through one after the other and giving them a good oiling. So I've got many of them running quite smoothly. But as I was doing that, I smelled something burning, and I looked around and I couldn't see anything. And then
How long is
I
this video?
had that smell of plastic burning. And so as I turned around, I looked over here, and if you recall, I had a point in there, and it was smoking, and it was glowing red. So I quickly turned to this controller, and it was hot,
Oh.
so I put it off, and this one died down. But I was just thinking, if I'd have left the room who knows what would have happened. And here is the damage.
Oh my word!
Yes.
As you can see, it went right through there, and there's the piece of wire that probably ignited it. But when you look over the other side, you can see.
Oh my word!
Where it had melted through, and they turned the power on.
So what's
That one
caused
just lit
that?
up, and it did that damage pretty bad. So just be very careful if something breaks in a point, take it out immediately and fix it. I mean, it should look like that. Or let me see, it should look like so. I'm not sure, really not sure how it got like that. But that's
I
pretty
think I know
dangerous.
what's happened here,
I do have
and it's
fire
right.
extinguisher in the
So
corner.
if you want to just
I should
turn
probably have
the
it
sound
in,
out, so I'm going to just
in a better
talk about it.
location.
It's one of the things
I know.
that when we were at the Hornby 00 live Steam event, they talked about this because that's something, because they're drawing 6 amps. If you have a bad connection and you're reliant on, say, fish plates, apparently that is a big issue, that it'll set fire to the actual plastic bases, because you can get that with a dry solder joint. It's very dangerous as well, and we're potentially dealing with quite a big amount of current, and it is possible for that to happen. So it's one of the reasons why having a lot of dropper wires might be a good thing, because you're then not reliant on connections that can fail within fish plates or anything like that. And things you've got to be aware of. But certainly we talk a little bit about that in what will be Friday's video.
It's important. Right, we have time for one more. So
Okay.
we're going to bring. Well, actually, no. We're going to have time for one picture, basically. This
Right.
is from Tim's Model Railway in different videos.
I need to.
You go for it. You do the bum cam while I do
Yeah, but
the
you need to move.
picture. I have to move again. Oh
Yes,
my
you
goodness!
do.
She's making me move. I'm not built for moving. I'm built for sitting and watching stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say you built for speed, but actually that's a lie.
I am built for speed. I'm built for one speed. Stop.
No, the speed you're built for is pell-mell, uncontrollably down a steep hill.
I'm built for not moving at all. This is always a pleasure to see because it's a fun layout from Tim.
Oh,
And it's the Thomas the Tank Engine ones. I do love it. That. And what type of building is that in the background, Jen?
I don't know.
Because I recognise it, don't I? I think we've seen
Is
it
this
before.
are we just photos?
Oh my goodness! Fly my chairman.
What's up?
Yeah, it's just one photo.
Got quite a surprise. A little piece of guitar string got onto my track. It was glowing red by the time
Oh
I
my
saw why the
goodness.
logo. And you've got to be so careful, especially with DCC. You can be drawing quite a lot of current. And yeah, Alfonso Lapulsa, absolutely. Egg Rider, yeah. I've heard of the DCC point clips and melting points where the droppers are not used to directly power different sections, and too many locos are on the wrong side of the clips.
Yeah.
So you've got to be so careful. Oh, I do like the 009. I want some of those blue and white coaches, actually.
That
I
would
think
be
they
nice,
would
yeah.
look nice.
So
on
these
many
are
Tatas.
009, yeah?
009, but they're the Thomas the Tank Engine ones. So, locomotives we've got there. We've got Rheneas and Scarloey. And then we've also got, appears to be Duncan and Rusty, I would guess.
Cool.
David Scott says, nearly time to go, folks. Great stream as usual. Catch you soon. Good night. Look, you take care.
Take care. Ginty Seam says, did you show a video of mine last week? I honestly don't know.
What is that?
Let's face it, a lot of the time what ends up happening is we go through the list and then I move on because they all kind of blur. I'm sorry, I am that kind of person where things just don't get remembered. But yeah, if we did, then it would because it would have been sent in. That's all I can say. So, thank you so much for sending that in. I hope.
Oh, Duncan is yellow. Peter Sam is the green engine.
Right.
Right. Interesting.
Cool. So, guys, this has been a great evening. It's flown by from my point of view. I think we've had a really good night.
It has. So, thank you very much, guys and gals, for coming and joining us. It's always great to have you.
Yeah.
Now, just to recap on the news, we've seen the artwork for the 10800 from Hellion. Looks really good. Just one point to make is that there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, why is that one the same as that one?" They can't show the weathered versions in the CAD renders. So what you're seeing is the livery before the weathering would be applied. We've also had released the Daypol 78XX Manners, and we are currently trying to get hold of one from Daypol, from our day pal at Daypol.
You liked that, didn't you?
Yeah. And we're going to try and review one for you here.
To be honest with you,
channel.
Daypol, free advice. Hornby has the Hornby Club, Backman has the Backman Club.
They had one.
You guys should have the Day Pals.
No, they had the Daypol Collectors Club.
Yeah, but I'm saying it should be the Day Pals.
They wound it up. They stopped it.
It should be the Day Pals.
Well, they're not doing it anymore.
Well, they should.
Mm.
Free advice.
Right, so Daypol 78XX Manor, and we've also had news of what have we had news of? We've seen 33/2 livery samples for the next batch from Hellion. We've also had released the of course the Backman releases. So the Dancehall Break Van is the what?
We've also had the what was
Yeah.
that?
Backman's quarterly. Why did none of you remind me? The quarterly announcements from Backman. For me, the standout release, the Dancehall Breakdown, but £49.95 RRP for a breakdown.
Getting a bit
It
pricey.
is getting expensive. So I'll preempt everything. Going, oh, how much? But for me, the Dancehall Breakdown's really, really looking forward to this. I've actually already got two on pre-order. We also had the...
Whoa!
I'm starting to get really hacked off with that. So, what we're going to do...
Well,
things that hack me off go in the bin.
Jen! Come on.
It's been doing
I
that.
realise it's hot, but calm down.
Right. Just
Calm
go on,
down.
do the spec. Right. So, yeah, Hamshire.
Just
Stop.
see, this is what happens when you get upset. And
This
start
is what happens when stuff doesn't do what it's
This is what happens when you try to leave your train room in pitch black.
No, no.
Because you must have.
What was
pretty
that
sure
noise?
I don't know.
Did
Something-
you hear it?
I did. It was like a switch clicked or something. Did
Yeah,
you click
where?
a switch?
No. Right.
Okay, guys. So the brake van was 50 quid, which is a bit pricey. Things are getting pricey, but I always feel like Backman go a little bit above everyone else.
But also, don't forget, we've got coming up the Kerno Model Rail Centre 1361 tank locomotive. It's our Wednesday review this week. Kerno Model Rail Centre also has a big sale on, so do go and check them out. Some great bargains there. And actually, can I just say that I bought, where is it? I bought this wagon, and 2 days later they started their sale. I paid full price for this. It's now... oh, come here. What are you doing? What are you... Stupid thing.
Okay, guys, it's 2 minutes past 9. Jenny is complaining about
irritated.
the fact that she paid full price for something.
No, that was playful. It must be admitted.
Yes, she's now trying to roll that back a bit.
But hey, no, just get... Some things are going, oh, I see that you're busy. I'm going to try and steal all the attention.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Anywho, So without further ado, it's just got time for me to say thank you very much for joining us.
I blame
You
the heat
guys
in here.
yeah, it is very hot.
Set her off a bit.
It's starting to irritate me when things don't behave. So without further ado, you take care.
Oh my goodness,
and...
Richard Sweeney. At that price, does the dancehall break van come with a DCC orchestra? I would buy 5 if they had that. That would be so cool.
Right, but anyway, you take care, and until next week, this is me, Johnny Kirk, saying you take great care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. The train now departing is the 2103 service to Bolton Trinity Road, stopping at Grove Street Yard, with Tatis. Somewhere in Eindhoven, we don't know why, but apparently it has to go there. Those old photographs that we saw of Jenny's old railway that didn't have a name. That weird upside down place. Tatis Newith. Some other places that I can't remember the name of, and then on to Bolton Trinity Road. That's the 2103 service to Bolton Trinity Road. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.